Something that's on my mind tonight is something that's been on my mind for a long time. There's a simple thing that, for some reason, was ingrained in me very early on by my own thoughts. It's something you might have thought of before. Maybe you haven't thought of it at all. What's always been on my mind is the idea behind how much we can dedicate ourselves, how much we can really choose to go for something in our life. You see, I remember watching athletes when I was younger, particularly when I was in school and in sports, I should say. And I used to think, man, I understood this sense of greatness, right? I understood this sense of really going for something and giving your all to something. I understood it. I understood that it was up to me. It was up to me and my decisions. Now, did I fully go for it? God, no. Heavens, no. I was so focused on everything else when I was in school, when I played sports. That's why I ended up quitting and never made anything that I could have. But was all I learned and realized, whether it was from the coaches I had, definitely a great influence in this way, or it was the overall influence that I had from different things in my life, or in particular even the sports videos, the motivational videos. Those things always spoke to me for some reason. And again, I didn't pick up on it then. I didn't realize it then that I could. Well, I did know deep down, but I didn't put in focus to it. I didn't have the guts, the determination, the discipline to actually go for something back then. But part of me believed it was possible, that if I was to go for it in that way, it might actually work out. Right? And I know that to myself, that that's actually how I felt. But I didn't go for it. Right? What I learned, or what I realized, or what I saw in that time, and what I've learned throughout my process, my entrepreneurial journey, is that in life in general, one's true commitment to something, that is what makes the difference. Like, how much are you actually committed? Now, once again, this might sound very simple, but it's oftentimes the simple things that make the largest difference. What I'm talking about here in particular is really dedicating yourself, your life, your time to something, to a cause. Why is that such a hard thing to do? Again, and throughout my life, throughout this process, throughout this analyzation of other people going through different things, and my reflection on those things, and my reflection of my own actions, I always saw it very clear that if you want to be committed to something, if you want to make something happen, you have to really give it yourself. You have to really give yourself to it. Now, again, I'm unlearning hustle culture myself personally right now. But there's a difference between hustle culture, meaning working for the sake of working, and devoting yourself to something, devoting yourself to a cause. There are seasons of misbalance where you have to go out of your way. You have to get out of comfort. You have to work out of balance to make something happen. Does that mean you spend every waking second on something? Well, maybe for some time, but not overall, not altogether for the rest of your life, not in that cycle, right? That's the other side of the hustle culture thing. But in particular, when it comes to devoting yourself to something, true devotion, truly going for it, truly being a part of that should I say, that cause becoming a part of you, that is what really makes the difference in any endeavor. How tied are you to the other things in your life that you can't see yourself or see something being a part of you? Now, you might be thinking, well, what about my family? Of course, what about your family? The things in your life, they're in your life for a reason. It's up to you to determine what's truly important, what your priorities are, right? For me, my family is the greatest, most important thing in my life. And I know for me personally and for them, if I don't pursue the greatest version of me and lead the impact in my life that I have to see, that I will see in the world, I'm not going to show up completely as a father. I'm not going to show up completely as a husband. I'm not going to show up for my family if I don't show up for myself. Let me say that again. How could I possibly show up for my family in the greatest way if I'm not showing up for myself? All right? It's about finding your priorities. It's about finding your priorities and your missions that find alignment with one another. But what happens? A lot of times we find, what do they call it? The golden handcuffs. We fall into a position that pays very well. We develop this lifestyle that's built around living very well, right? Living with a lot of stuff, but maybe deep down, we're unhappy. We don't have everything that we should have. We don't have the right emotional take on everything. Though we have all this stuff. We have all this stuff, and how can we possibly change it now that we have this stuff? Especially when you start talking about your family. You love your family, you're absolutely exhilarated to see them happy and have everything. But what if deep down you're not leading from the right place? What if deep down you still have lack? So that's what you actually continuously persist in, by which you never really see your full self expressed. You see, this process of individualization is one that you have to take yourself. Nobody can do it for you. Nothing can be done for you on this journey. You have to get to know yourself, your true self, how you really want to see things play out in the world for yourself, for your family. Again, and it's a one step at a time process of going down that journey, of going down that lifestyle, figuring it out as you go, feeling the pain, struggling, and making it out of it by learning. So guys, what are you truly committed to? What is it in your life that you are ready to get behind wholeheartedly? If you don't know, it's okay. Take your time and figure it out. Don't just say you don't know and never think about it again because it's uncomfortable. Take the time. I promise you, your greatest self will thank you and will encourage you. Even when it feels hard, there's still some encouragement there. There's still a part of you that knows you need to do it. So do it. Appreciate your life and know that you are the greatest version of you if you choose to be. Guys, have an amazing night. Let's go. Have a great weekend.